What's up, guys? It's Cyrah. It's a Motivation Monday. We do everything one take because that's what I do to make myself better. Today, I've been getting a lot of inquiries. About people saying that they're not moving in life. And the message that I want to deliver is that you gotta mix it up and try out different things to bring value to your life and the people around you. Simple as put. If you're a teacher, maybe go to an international teaching seminar on your own dime. You may have to do that. If you're a carpenter, maybe you have to go to a carpentry workshop once every other year. That's like bi-yearly or something like that. If you're somebody like me, you may want to go to a health and wellness workshop or a leadership development course or something like that. So we all know the definition of insanity is what? Doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. So in your life, ask yourself, what are you doing that's insane? I ain't talking about Sean T insanity and T25. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what you're doing in your life over and over and over again and talking about doing something else, but you don't do it. You're doing the same thing over and over and you're expecting a different result. A lot of us work 9 to 5s. I've been there before. A lot of us have a boss that's an asshole that they don't like, and you go to work, you complain, you go do whatever on the weekends, you talk to friends about all your troubles, all y'all group together, talk about it, and you complain about things, and you drink your problems away Saturday, Sunday, maybe even Friday. If you're in Atlanta, Thursday is the turn up, and then you do it all over again, Monday through Friday, or Monday through Thursday, however you roll. Now, how is that helping yourself be better or become more? Or how does that adding value to yourself and anybody around you? If you're not adding value to yourself and anybody around you, and if anybody around you is not adding value to you, you don't need to be around them. You need to find a different circle. You need to find a different group or a circle or a center of influence of people that's making you better, if you want that. Now, if you like staying where you at, stay right where you at. You don't even need to be listening to this. But I'm saying I've been getting a lot of inquiries from people saying, Cyrah, how can I become better? I'm like, well, what did you do differently today than you did yesterday? You see, things got better for Cyrah once Cyrah started mixing it up and doing different things. Things I never tried before, like listening to a personal development book, that being an audio book, or reading a self-help book. You know, I would, criticize and chastise before, like, oh, I don't need no self-help book. I don't need to help myself. I'm good. I know what to do. When really I didn't. But then I tried something else that was different, right? So I have a mentor in the business of Herbalife named Jim Rohn, and he says, you have to add value to the marketplace. Like, that's what we do. We add value to the marketplace. So I'm asking your life, what's your marketplace? What are you doing to add value? You see, how we add value to people, and my definition may be different than other people's, but it's all about leadership and honing leadership around a group of people so that everybody actually wants to be the leader. Because when we're little, we play games like what? Follow the Leader, King of the Hill. We play these games, and the purpose of King of the Hill is to push everybody else down to get on top, right? Misconstrued definition of what leadership is. Follow the leader. Anything you can do, I can do better. I'm the leader. Follow me. I can do this. You can't. But that's not leadership. Leadership is crossing that finish line and having people with you. That's leadership. Everybody knows Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, for his whole career, stepped at the ladder end because, after you get 6 rings, you're 6 for 6 and you retire, you go buy a team or something, right? Duh. But during his prime, 92, 93, 91, 92, 93 Bulls, 96, 97, 98 Bulls, getting all those rings, he was with one coach, Phil Jackson, because he was attracted to somebody who had a higher level of leadership than him that could lead him. So how are you attracting other people or the Michael Jordans in your life when you're not being that Phil Jackson, or you're not wanting to be that Phil Jackson? You just want to be somebody on the sideline. You want to be Steve Kerr. And Steve Kerr's cool. He like commentates now or something. But what are you doing to make yourself better? See, my definition, everybody's familiar with like the Battle of Thermopylae, Macedonian wars with, the Greeks and the Trojans and the Spartans. So you've seen the movie 300. If you study world history or American history, you know that 300, some of the tactics that used from that got used in like the Battle of Bunker Hill, the Battle of Little Bigfoot, the Battle of Little Bighorn, Battle at Kitty Hawk. A lot of these battles, they took that blitzkrieg and that formation and those tactics that the 300 Spartans used against the Xerxes and the Persians. King Leonidas, a king, had 300 leaders in that army. All of them could have ran that army. All of them could have ran that blitzkrieg. All of them were leaders. Leonidas wasn't saying, I'm the best and follow me. No, he was the king and he was respected. Leonidas had 300 times more respect for those men than they had for him. Leonidas was more skilled than those men with him. He was more versed. He was more traveled because he always wanted to do more so his leaders could do more. How is it that you take 300 men into battle with you and they all know they're going to die? How is it that you take 300 men into battle with you and you thwart off enemies that's 1,000-fold? If you read The Art of War by Sun Tzu, you're going to win if you know yourself and you know your enemy. See, he knew himself and he knew his enemy. And I'm not saying you guys have to have enemies. I'm just saying your surroundings. He knew his surroundings. So in your life, what kind of leaders are you attracting? People who are willing to lead. Are you hanging around a bunch of followers? That's cool. You can actually empower them to be leaders. But that's how we get better. That's how we add value to each other's lives. And that's how we get more. And we have to respect one another. You have to let people know that whatever it is that they want, or maybe that you have, because a lot of people have things like envy, greed, and a lot of things like that. Maybe you got abs. Like, hey, eat less junk food, eat less carbs, do more cardio, follow a nutrition plan, come work out with me. That's one of my tactics, how I empower people. And maybe I have something more than they have, but I empower them to get it. I don't say, well, I have this and yeah, it's for me. Like, I don't know, you may want to go get yours. That's not a leader. It's not how you add value to the upward slope of mankind. See, we add leadership and we add value to other people's lives so that we can feel better, right? Does it feel good when you get on a stage or you get on a podium or you have some kind of accolade and you give yourself props? Or does it feel better when somebody else gets up there and gives you props? I remember watching an award show a couple years back, and this is when like Kanye and Wayne was hot, right? Lil Wayne and Kanye, you're familiar with those guys. So Kanye got on stage and all he did was praise Lil Wayne. He was like, I won this award. He was like, I thought Lil Wayne was going to win it. Every time he touches the mic, I get scared. And it's like healthy competition. It's like we both are claiming to be the best at what we do. And we're competing against each other because we both love what we do. And I'm going to get up here and I'm going to praise you because you make me better. You see, it's not about having enemies or having rivals or having somebody to go against you. It's just a bunch of people doing dope stuff and rising up together. And that's how we add value. That's how we get better in this world. Like, that's the formula. Add value. It feels much better when you get on a stage or get on a podium or get in front of any amount of people, even if it's one person, even if it's your mother or a friend. When you get up and you talk about somebody else, I'm telling you, it feels better. It feels so much better when somebody else gets up there and mentions you for helping them get to where they got to. Kind of like, you know, an artist getting on stage at an award show saying, I like to thank this person, and this person, but I really like to think if it wasn't for this person telling me this at this specific time, that person, whoever they're shouting out, added value to their lives. And now that musician or that artist created some kind of musical tune to make a lot of people's lives better or make people relate to what they're going through. And overall, it made them better at their craft because somebody touched them and added value. You see, I can go on about this all day. I just had to let you guys know the gist of what I was thinking about adding value and incorporating leadership with that. Because a lot of us think leadership ain't for us. They think, you know, we're just supposed to follow somebody. We're supposed to have a boss. We're supposed to have a 9 to 5. We're supposed to go to work and listen. Look, okay, there's no such things as physically kings and queens here in America, right? Because if you study American history, 1776, Christopher Columbus, Amerigo Vespucci, a lot of these people came and settled, George Washington, first settlers, pilgrims, the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria, if you know your history, right? If you live in America, you should know your American history. These people came and settled, and they said there will not be a king because that is Great Britain, and we want a constitution and bylaws, Bill of Rights, First 10 Amendments, and we want equality, pursuit of happiness, we want all that good stuff, right? So these people came here, devised a president, a cabinet, a legislature, a House of Representatives, the Senate, and for all these people to have a common ground, right, and equal say. I mean, the president has rights to veto bills and all that stuff is checks and balances. Like, that's all good. But there is no one sovereign power here in America. You have a leader, though. And they crunched the numbers. I was looking on the website. They crunched the numbers. If Mars invaded the Earth, Barack Obama would be the leader of the free world, right? He would be the ones talking to the Martians. So we have a leader who I think the equation is about, he has about 1/3 power over the United States, 1/3, 33%. So the other 66.666 bar infinite power is, you know, divvied up around among other bodies, right? So Barack Obama has to be the best leader he could be because potentially he's the leader of the free world. So do you think Barack Obama is talking about negative stuff and how people rub him the wrong way. It's people that rub him the wrong way multiple times every day, even in his face. But he has to do different things and study a higher level of leadership so he can attract that. And he has a cabinet that works with him. Barack Obama doesn't have anybody that works for him. He has a vice president. He has a wife. He has a secretary of state, secretary of defense. He has a whole military. And they work with him. There's a joint chiefs of staff meeting that happens where it's like a general of the army, it's an admiral of the navy, right? You know, the Air Force has their people there, the Marines has their people there. And it's a joint effort. And they're all leaders and they add value to each other's lives. Watch a movie with Morgan Freeman. I think it's called Olympus Has Fallen. And he was like Secretary of State, third in command. And he became the president. Because the president and vice president got captured. And Secretary of State said, I got it. Because of the leadership, the way the leadership is set up. And they're adding value to each other's lives. So somebody else knew how to step up and cover that ground, if need be. But what we do is why it's somebody up top or somebody's the leader, we support them because that makes everybody better. You have the head, you have the body parts, you make the head strong so the rest can follow. So if you are the headstrong leader of your group or your clique or whoever you hang out with, are the people around you adding value or are they taking away from you? When you walk in a room, do you add value to that room or are you an energy sucker? One of my mentors, Les Brown, right? Leslie Brown, mother of Mamie Brown, son of Mamie Brown, said it perfectly. I couldn't, look, either relationships are nourishing or relationships are toxic. Toxic relationships are people that talk down to you. They talk about you. They always talk about what you can improve on, what you're bad at. They talk about you in a negative manner. Nourishing people say, how can I help you? How can I assist you? I love when you did this. Maybe you can work on this a little bit so we all can get better. It's the relationships that's nourishing, it's the relationships that's toxic, and then it's a thing called relational illness, where people can make you sick just by being around you just because of how negative they are. And then Les Brown went to say, some people are so negative, they walk in the dark room and start to develop. You get the metaphor? It's like pictures developing in the dark room, right? Here's my definition of leadership, and I'll let you guys go. This is going to be a long one. It's probably like 17 minutes by now. Shout out to Marcus all day. He records me when I talk for 17 minutes to a group of people after a success training seminar. But my definition of leadership is this. If me, you, the person watching this, maybe somebody's watching it with you, maybe you shared it with somebody, me, you, and all those people, maybe 5 to 10 people get dropped off survival mode, right? Like in a desolate island. A leader is the person where you get dropped off on a desolate island. You don't know anything about the indigenous plants, the people, the natives, the animals. You know anything about the climate, the weather, the high tide. You know anything about it. Kind of like Tom Hanks in Castaway, right? I like movies. Sidebar if y'all haven't noticed. The person that everybody looks to, if you get dropped off, 5 to 10 people on a desolate island, and the person that everybody looks to and says, what do we do? That person is the leader. That could be because of credentials. That could be because of a person's nourishing aura that they have about them. That could be a number of reasons. The person could just look good, right? The person can make you feel good just by talking to you, all right? That's a leader. That's a person that adds value to my life, and that's the type of person that I want around me. I'm the type of person, I don't want to be Leonidas with 300 Spartans. I want to be Cyrah with 300 Leonidases. That's what I want. So in order to do that, I have to raise my level of leadership. I got to add value to even more people. Because I want to be the best version of me. I want everything out of this life that I can get. So if I want to be an actor, I'm going to study the Denzel Washingtons. You know, I'm going to study Tyrese. I love Tyrese as an actor and an artist. I'm going to study the Jamie Foxxes. I'm going to study people that inspire me. I'm going to study the Don Cheadles. If I want to be a leadership development coach, what up, boy? If I want to be a leadership development coach, I'm going to study the Jim Rohns. I'm going to study the Tony Robbins. I'm going to study the Les Browns. I'm going to study the Eric Thomases. I'm going to study the Wayne Dyers. I'm going to study the Bob Proctors. Okay? I'm going to study the Eckhart Tolles. All right? I'm going to study the Norman Vincent Peales. I'm going to study the Mark Hughes. I'm going to study these people because that's what I aspire to be. So if you're not studying anything that you want and attracting to your life, if you're just complaining, stay right where you're at. Don't worry about increasing or improving your life or anybody around you. Stay right where you at, and I don't want to hear it. I want to hear from people that want to improve the quality of their life. I want to hear from people that's going to improve the quality of my life from listening to it. Because when I hear people reaching out to me and saying that, I actually benefit from it because I love hearing that. I love when people come to me and say, I want to make my life better. I love that. I can't get enough of it. Too much of that ain't enough of it. So if that's you, Facebook me, message me, Twitter me. Just like Eric Thomas said, if it was easy, everybody would do it. Send me an email, text me right now. You have the website, all the stuff is attached. Motivation Monday, this is Cyrah signing off. I love you guys. And if nobody else tells you that you can do it, just know that I'm gonna tell you that you can do it, because it's not about just being funny and saying, you can do it. You can really attract anything in your life that you want. I'm doing everything that I can and doing my best to be a living example of that. And if you know anybody interested in it, tell them to hit me up as well. Cyrah Hogan, signing off, 9 Day Shred, Day 18. Let's get it.